Yo, what's going on Team Tweedie? I hope you're all super well. Welcome to, I don't know what number I'm about to check right now, of hashtag Asktweedie, the football show where I bring you, where I answer your football related questions. I'm all over the place with this intro, but if you guys are new to the show, basically we sit down, completely raw, unedited footage, and I answer your questions. Now, if you have any questions, we don't submit questions which are like, Messi or Ronaldo? I don't know, simple questions like that. We go into much more detail. Some of the ones we've looked at before, favorite post-game meal, I can expand on that a lot, give you guys ideas. How old were you when you decided to go pro? How do you block out the noise when you play, like people yelling shoot? So we're talking about a lot of issues in football, personal football issues that I can help you guys deal with, and maybe I've dealt with myself. We do 3 questions every single episode. Submit your questions in the comments. I smack them onto this Word document, which I have right here. Bang, and I go through them. So if you leave a comment on this video, your question will eventually get answered. You don't have to continuously type your comment. So that's that. It's good to be back. We do this episode every Tuesday and Thursday. That's what it was in England. I remember, I think it went up at 8:30 p.m. in England every Tuesday, Thursday. In Australia, it's like 5:45 in the morning on a Wednesday and Friday. Sorry if the times don't mix up, but hey, more content for you guys. If this video helps at least one of you, it means the world to me. So, tips to players going up against players who are stronger than you. So we're looking at a player like me who's a lot smaller and is coming up against other guys who are stronger, bigger, taller, maybe faster as well. And how do we deal with that? So a perfect example I saw last night was the Arsenal game. Yeah, last night Arsenal played Fulham and Torreira. Man, this guy is 168 centimeters. I think he's 68 kilos from memory. He's a machine. And he was going up against these massive guys in the midfield. I'm going to check on my phone right now how big they were. But the Torreira, amazing. What I suggest, if you want to understand how to use your body as a midfielder, watch Torreira. Because he has the ability to not only keep the ball, but win fouls. So look, one of the defensive midfielders for Fulham, I don't even know how to say this guy, 184 centimeters, 78 kilos. Seri, 173 kilos, that's not much. This guy might have tucked in, 188 centimeters, 78 kilos. So we're looking at some big guys here. One of the things that he just absolutely nailed was his ability to get his body in between the ball and the player. Now, if you're in between the ball of the player, they can either just toe it away, but if you're extremely smart, watch this Arsenal game versus Fulham, watch Torreira's movements on the ball and see how he positions his body. Because when he gets his body in between the ball and the player, he does it in such a way that when they lunge to try and tackle the ball, they kick him. And it's a free kick. And if you can get a free kick, it resets your team. Depending on the situation, it's so beneficial for your team. And sometimes, look, if you're a smaller guy, you got to go to ground as well. You can't be this muscly guy that as soon as you get hit, you just try and keep the contact and lose the ball. Occasionally, you watch Torreira, you watch me, you got to be smart with how you use your body. So a lot of times, maybe from goal kicks, or if I'm getting my body in between the ball and the player, if I get a nudge in the back, I know that's a foul. So I'm going down because I know I can't really hold this guy who's 188 centimeters, and you just got to be smart with it. That's my suggestion for you guys out there. Watch Torreira, amazingly good at keeping the ball and dealing with his size. How tall did I say he was? 168, let me just double check. 168, 64 kilos. He's 1.5 kilos heavier than me, and he's 2 centimeters shorter. So look, that's my advice to you guys. Let's go. What is the best way to improve pace and increase muscle mass at the same time? Look, I don't have an exact answer that I can say this is what you got to do to achieve that. But from what I'm doing to try and achieve what you're talking about is making sure that I'm doing my 2 sprint sessions every single week, working on power, working on form, working on the little technical side of sprinting. On top of that, I'm gradually gaining my weight. So we've kind of set a target, and if I get to 68, 70 kilos and I go, I'm too heavy, I'm going to drop back a little bit. And that will all come from continuously doing this sprint program, which will help me massively. Now, I think another thing, I know I'm pushing this a lot, but when I think about it, this GPS tracker shows me how fast I'm running. So I think my top speed is, so far, I don't think I've completely hit my prime, I'd say, is, well, when I've done it for this preseason, is 30.9 kilometers an hour, and I think I can hit much faster than that. If at some point I'm wearing this and then I go down and I'm gaining this weight, I'm going down, 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 I'm gonna sit there and go, well, the stats are telling me I don't have the weight. Now, if you guys want to pick one of these up, again, I know I'm pushing it a lot, but I'm trying to help you guys out. So if you do want to pick one of those up, it's a GPS tracker, extremely useful. Message me on Instagram, I'll get you the special hookup. But that's that. So look, you got to maintain it. You got to be analyzing your performance. That's why I say the GPS tracker is so, when I really think about it, it's going to be so beneficial for me to ensure that I'm keeping that speed. And yeah, that's my view on it. Final question. Oh, sorry. Also, if you send me a question on YouTube, then I will shout out your YouTube name. But if it's a more personal question, let's say you want to ask a question that is, I got dropped from a team, blah, 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 I will not shout out your name. So if you want the shout out of your name, post in the YouTube comments. Instagram is more for personal questions. Final question comes in from henry.dz_20. What are important parts of a highlights tape or a highlights reel that you're going to send to scouts? Now, I think the biggest thing, if you watch my highlights video, the most recent one, it talks, well, it looks at my skills a different way to every other highlights video. I kind of sectioned it into different things. Now, look, and on top of this, I'm going to break it down to even more simple stuff, because I get sent highlights videos all the time saying, Sheldon, can you check out this? Half the time I can't even see the thing. It's recorded from someone on the sideline with a phone. It doesn't show me which player the player is, so it might show it in the first clip, and then for the rest I'm expected to know who that player is. Look, my advice, watch mine, understand what I do in it. So each clip, I black out the screen and leave a little hole, and everyone knows that's me for the play. And then I let it go. So I put it into goals, I put it into chances created, because I think that highlights video only have a few assists, but maybe you create chances which can't actually get finished by your teammates because, I don't know, maybe your teammates can't finish, whatever. So you put it under the title or the heading, chances created. And I think it's just a completely different way to do it. You want to make sure it's viewable. When you sit down and watch my highlights video, you go, well, when I do at least, I'm sitting there going, this is amazing. I always watch, I go, I love this video. The music is good. It goes for 6 minutes or so. You don't want a 15-minute highlight video. If I see a 15-minute highlight video, I go, I'm not even going to watch 10 seconds. So you want to keep it short, but you want to show your best parts as well. So break it down to the simple parts. Make sure you have good footage. Don't have this shaky guy going like this on the sideline, like, oh, yeah! When you score, just keep it good footage. If you can get height, that's brilliant. If you can't, get a tripod. Make sure there's some way you can do it. You've seen my daddy, just to get footage for me, and because he absolutely loves doing it. He climbed on top of a shed, and it was ridiculous how he got up there. I didn't even know how he did it. I remember I was in the shed getting changed, and this was like a crawly training session, and I walk outside, and I look up, and I see he's on top of the shed. To get up there, man, you gotta climb up a fence, and then walk across this frail sort of roof. And I went, man, this guy's insane. So look, that's the sort of lengths he went to get that footage from me, because he knew how valuable footage was for me, not just for YouTube, but if I ever want to create some sort of highlights video that's a very recent one, then I have that footage and he's supporting me there. So you need someone there that's going to support you and really wants to put their time into it. I have an amazing dad who does that for me and I can't thank him enough. But yeah, if you can't do that, maybe you need to ask a friend, a brother, a sister, I don't know, someone in the team. Ask your team if we can all chip in to have someone film the games. There's a million ways to do it. You just need to grind and find out which one it is. Like I always say, it's not just grinding on the field. You got to grind off the field too. So I'm going to end the video there. I hope I helped at least one of you, whether it's with the highlights video, the sprinting, whatever it may be. Yeah, don't forget to send your questions in the comments. Team Tweedie, I'm signing out. Make sure you leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you're around here. Join the hashtag Asktweedie family. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Listen.